Healer family is amazing and truly an example to follow, but there's a mark in their past that will never fade. The first puppy of Chili and Bandit, who sadly passed away before being born. That's right, Bluey was supposed to have a younger brother, but did you know that his spirit might still be watching over the Healer family to this day? The episode Fairies brought an event that seems unexplainable at first glance, but it might actually be something far more emotional than we imagined. We're talking about the end of the episode where Bingo sees a magical creature that apparently is a fairy. This fairy helps the little girl make a heart out of dominoes. Bingo, of course, is shocked, but neither Bandit nor anyone else could see the tiny creature. Anyone who finishes watching that episode usually comes to one of two conclusions. Either Bluey's younger sister really did see a fairy, or it was simply the result of her imagination. But there's a third option. It wasn't a fairy or imagination at all, but rather the spirit of the healer's first child, appearing as a guardian angel to help his sister. That makes this scene so much more emotional. And if you're doubting this possibility, know that the story about Chili's first pregnancy was confirmed by none other than Joe Brumm, the creator of Bluey. Believe it or not, this confirmation came in a book that's not even about the show. The book is called Hard to Bear and focuses on women who lost their children during pregnancy. In it, journalist Isabel Oderberg interviewed Joe Brumm, and he confirmed that Chili lost a puppy during birth before having Bluey and Bingo. The appearance he takes in that scene could be just one of many forms a guardian angel might take. The older brother might have chosen to look like a fairy so that the youngest in the family wouldn't realize they were related, and also to keep Bingo believing in fairies. Only a guardian angel would appear to help her with something as simple as arranging dominoes into a shape. Real fairies wouldn't spend their time on something like that. So yes, that's the truth behind Bluey's brother, but we still have much more to talk about when it comes to him. So get comfy, it's time for another Cinewave. Besides the confirmation from Joe Brumm, the trauma Chili went through after losing her child is something that becomes clear in certain moments of the show. Especially in the episode The Show, where her daughters put on a little play, telling the story of how Chili and Bandit became a family. That is, until Bingo shows up with a balloon inside her tummy to represent Chili being pregnant. Unfortunately, the balloon popped inside Bingo's tummy, and that made the girl's mom relive the traumatic memories of when she lost her puppy. Chili's intense reaction can only be explained by that. Going through something like this changes you forever, and Bluey's mom will never forget it, even though she's overcome most of that trauma thanks to having two healthy and amazing daughters afterwards. That's why the spirit of her lost puppy still follows the Healer family to this day. Brandy, Chili's sister, also struggled to have children. Her case even seems worse, since she spent years trying to get pregnant and still couldn't have a baby, which suggests this is a biological issue rather than just bad luck. But to her joy and ours, Brandy shows up pregnant in the sign. What a miracle, right? And maybe that's not just a figure of speech. It's possible that this pregnancy really is a miracle, caused by the spirit of Bluey's older brother. Brandy spent years without being able to have even one baby. The reason could be that she and Chili are red healers, a breed of dog known for having difficulty getting pregnant. In Brandy's case, it seems she had much more difficulty to the point where fans thought she was completely infertile. Her sudden success in getting pregnant after so long is a little strange, but if this was the work of the Healer family's guardian angel, then the pieces start to fit together. He saw how sad his mom was after losing him and decided to give Brandy the joy of becoming a mother. And if you're also dying to see Brandy's baby born in the next season of Bluey, drop a comment down below with #baby. Another moment when the trauma experienced by the Healer family's mom became evident was in the episode Baby Race, which takes place back when Bluey was just a little pup. The blue puppy had a lot of trouble starting to crawl and walk. This is something totally normal. Every baby develops at their own pace, but Chili felt extremely guilty. She thought she was doing something wrong and that this was why Bluey was taking so long to start crawling. This imposter syndrome likely came directly from the traumatic loss of her first child. Deep down, Chili might even feel that her first puppy died because of her, even though of course that's not true. That's why it makes so much sense to think that the spirit of her son was already watching over the Healer family at that time, helping Bluey learn how to crawl and later taking her first steps. No one could see him helping the little one, which is why Bluey first started crawling only in reverse, and also how she learned to walk without her parents' help at the end of that episode. The person the guardian angel should care about most is Chili, for a few reasons. Besides being his mother, she's the one who must have suffered the most from his passing. Bandit was certainly devastated, but the grief of a mother who lost her baby is usually much greater since it's someone who came from inside her. And since Chili cares deeply about her own father, the guardian angel would do everything possible to protect him. This explains how Grandpa Mort survived surgery. In the episode Granddad, it's shown that he's recovering from an operation. Mort had heartworm disease, an illness caused by a parasite that invades a dog's heart. This is a serious problem that can take a dog's life, especially an older one like Chili's father. Even so, he managed to escape that cruel fate with a successful surgery and doesn't seem to have any major after effects. And keep in mind, we're talking about someone pretty careless with his own health. Grandpa Mort got into challenging games with Bluey and Bingo not long after the surgery, something that's definitely not recommended. The fact that he's still alive and well today borders on a miracle, and is yet another sign that a guardian angel is watching over the healers at all times. Especially since Chili herself said she'd feel completely alone if Mort kicked the bucket, mainly because she's already lost her mother. The spirit of her son doesn't want to see his mom suffer and will do everything he can to keep her father alive for as long as possible. One of the biggest conflicts in the show happened in the episode The Sign, when the healer family almost sold their house to move somewhere else. Bluey was really down about it, since she would lose contact with everyone she knows and have to start her life over from scratch. And that's when another miracle in the healers' lives happened. The buyers of the house backed out because they decided to buy Cornelius's house instead, Cornelius being Winton's dad. So Bandit and Chili decided to drop the idea of putting their home up for sale and went back to living life the way that they had been. This event was truly surreal and extraordinary. If the healer family really is being protected by a guardian angel, he definitely stepped in during this episode to stop them from moving, by influencing the buyers to turn their attention toward Cornelius's house. Sometimes a simple action like that can change your life. For example, if you click the subscribe button, your life will get way better, because you'll get all our videos about your favorite cartoons. Even the smallest moments in this family's life bring valuable lessons, and that's one of the best things about Bluey. But we believe that for some of those lessons to happen, the guardian angel pulls a few strings and causes little miracles, small, almost unnoticeable ones. In the episode Markets, the little blue puppy makes the impulsive decision to spend the bill she got from Bandit on a candy apple. She quickly regrets it, but then the exact same bill starts traveling all around the market where the episode takes place, being used to buy different things and passing from hand to hand until it ends up back in Bluey's hands. That's something pretty much impossible to happen in real life and can only be an absurd coincidence. Or, of course, yet another miracle. One that made the main character learn to value the things that she has because she was able to give the bill to a musician who was playing at the market. This time, there was no regret at all. In Butterflies, we see something many siblings have been through. Bingo gets left out by Bluey, who's influenced by judo so the two of them can play alone. This was one of the worst things the little blue puppy has done in the whole show, and fortunately, she quickly realized she had treated her younger sister terribly. And if that guardian angel really does exist, he was certainly the one who made Bluey regret her actions as fast as possible. We have to remember that we're talking about someone who, above all else, is the older brother of the two girls. He would hate to see them mistreating each other and would never allow that. If the character were still alive, we would probably see a scene of him going to explain to Bluey why she had made such a serious mistake. Since the brother has passed on, he must have said it to her in spirit form. Bluey didn't hear it with her ears, but her soul felt the words and the lessons, which led her to apologize to her little sister. That's why this conflict got resolved so quickly. In real life, this kind of fight can take hours or even days to blow over. The video's over, but don't worry, just click on one of the 2 videos we've left on your screen so you can keep having fun with us. Thanks, and see you next time!